Team think. Antifa thought they could intimidate ICE with mob tactics, chaos, and street violence. Oh my gosh. I can't take that no more. Damn, I'm okay. I'm not gonna sit here and just act like I don't know why this is going on, but like she needs to grow up and act like, she needs to understand why it's going on. Let me calm myself down. Now, I wouldn't call that a peaceful protest. You know, that's assault on federal officers for sure. These are the same people who claim to be protecting communities while physically attacking the very agents tasked with taking violent offenders off the streets. But the left frames ICE as the villain. But as you look closely, the aggression, the lawlessness, you know, the disregard for anyone's safety, that's not resistance, that's anarchy. And notice, the more ICE becomes effective at removing dangerous criminals, the more desperate that you start to see Antifa gets. These people, I'm trying to tell you, it's far from over. The next clip, they double down. This is happening near the ICE detention facility, at the ICE detention facility in LA. This is ridiculous, man. Y'all see this? This is just not, this is mayhem. What are they even doing? This is ridiculous, man.
Everybody's out here.
just ridiculous over here, man.
Good thing you got that boy to have your back.
Now, they're doing all of this to demand the release of Amanda Trebek and others that are in custody. But this wasn't about Amanda Trebek. Oh, have you said her name? This was about flexing against ICE itself. Hundreds of officers, DHS agents, riot gear. They gotta do all that because the same radicals who scream abolish ICE, you know, they have no problem causing mayhem when ICE enforces the law. So you gotta ask yourself, if ICE was truly the Gestapo that they claim they are, would these people even dare to get this close? Or is it safer for them to play victim on camera while throwing rocks behind the scenes? And while Antifa is too busy storming detention centers in the streets, the sabotage runs way deeper.
I applied to be an ICE agent, and I think you should too. I think the idea of us being saboteurs is one of the best ways we can resist. Like, honestly, apply. Just clog the system. Go interview. Like, even if you get the job, if you have the ability to actually take the job, like, you can sabotage from within. Like, we have the ability to actually become the deep state. And I think all of us should do it as much as we can. Let's become the deep state. I applied to be an
This guy. I mean, he literally says it. Apply to ICE. Clog the system. I don't know if this is satire, but I'm going to treat it as if it's not. I don't think he's going to be able to join, if you ask me, you know, with that type of leftist liberal behavior. But, you know, sabotage from within by clogging the system, he says. This is how the deep state mindset works in real time. And he's talking about becoming a new deep state. And Democrats won't call it out because it's their own foot soldiers that's doing this. Seriously, imagine if a conservative admitted to infiltrating a federal agency to somehow try to destroy you from the inside. CNN would have a field day with that. They would do wall-to-wall coverage for a whole week. But here, crickets. That tells you everything about the double standard. And while the saboteurs are playing politics, ICE is doing the job that they were sworn to do. 4 times repeat Salvadorian criminal illegal alien. Now, this guy 4 times deported, came back, deported, came back, deported, came back. Each time a felony. Each time. But if Antifa had that way, this man would be right back in your neighborhood tomorrow. This is why ICE has to exist. Because sanctuary cities are weak. Yeah, I said it. In terms of border policy, they're very weak on border policies. And they reward repeat offenders. And yet, the left still calls this some form of racism instead of common sense law enforcement. But the culture war isn't just in the streets. It's in Hollywood too, y'all. Oh, your boy mad that Superman decided to join the ICE fight.
What kind of loser volunteers to be an ICE officer?
This is John. I don't know how you said Leguisamo. He was somebody I admired as an actor up until today.
Just take the dump, John. You're clearly in the bathroom. Take the dump, go back into the other room, and then make the video, John.
What a moron. Dean Cain, your pronouns are has been.
Sick video, John. You're doing great. That would be unhinged crustacean John Leguisamo making fun of Dean Cain for joining ICE. Who's more of a loser? Dean Cain, a sworn police officer, signing up to help immigrations and customs enforcement to make the nation a safer place? Or John Leguisamo making unhinged Instagram videos up in his face like this every day and reposting Midas Touch videos and CNN clips like D.L. Hughley. Bro's entire Instagram feed is an unhinged, manic episode of carefully edited clips that totally feed every leftist agenda you could possibly imagine. And I know what you're thinking. John Leguizamo, you know, our journalistic integrity is top tier. That's why he posts videos like this.
An open letter to the president from the drummer of Motley Crue, Tommy Lee.
The open letter was not from Tommy Lee, John. Look it up. John, just because Tommy Lee reposted something doesn't mean he wrote the letter. John, this message is for anybody that knows John Leguizamo. Take this man's phone away, dog.
Only reason for these mass deportations, who the architect is Stephen Miller and makes Trump happy, is racism.
Here's the deportations for the last 5 U.S. presidents, John. The biggest one was Barack Obama. Did he deport 3 million people because he's a racist, John? Or could it maybe have been because if you don't have a border, you don't have a country, John? If a white person jumps over the border illegally and they get deported, is that racism? John! Just take the dump, John. Take the dump. Finish the dump. Shoot the video in the living room, the kitchen. But don't do it right before you're supposed to take a dump, John. For all of us, okay?
Here's Hollywood hypocrisy in 4K. John losing his mind over Dean Cain, a sworn officer who joined ICE. Think about that. An actor who made millions pretending to be a hero. Now, wasn't he was in Mario and Luigi, I believe. That was one of my favorite. Anywho, you know, pretending to be a hero. He's upset that he's upset at a man who actually decided to serve. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. At the very least, a level of respect should be there for somebody who's trying to go into the line of fire, if you will, to protect you, ultimately. And then they'll tell you, we just want safe communities, unless it's someone they don't politically agree with protecting those communities. And that's when the Superman punch actually landed.
But we do have some good news. We have heroic news for truth, justice, and the American way. The newest enrollee in ICE's sign-up program, Dean Cain, Superman, joining ICE. Are you here for it?
I am totally here for it. The reason why that I'm here for it is because it teaches a valuable lesson that our best, our brightest, our strongest, like Dean Cain, also known as Superman, is out there on the front lines deporting illegals from this country. And it's even more of a statement, Matt. You know why? Because Superman is an illegal immigrant himself, except he's completely assimilated. That's the point. Because these illegals are not assimilating like Superman, like Clark Kent, they have to go, and Superman is going to do it himself. I mean, look at him. He grew up on a farm. He started wearing flannel. He even pursued a bright career in fake news for the Daily Planet. This guy is the American dream, and now he's wearing an ICE uniform. I am proud. I am proud that he is out there on the front lines for us.
From faster than a speeding bullet to faster than a speeding caravan, and you don't have to leap tall buildings in a single bound if you can leap the wall and go after the cartels. Is there another superhero you would prefer in ICE than Superman? Like, would you take Batman? Would you take? I think Superman's the one you go with, right?
I think, you know what? The Flash, just because the speed would go up on the deportations.
Man, the left loves to call Superman an immigrant. Y'all remember that? All right, fine. That's cool. But in the real world, Superman was assimilated, which is something I had to learn today. You know, he respected the law and fought to protect his home. That's exactly the point. We welcome those who come here legally and respect the country they enter. Obviously, Superman is a movie and his entry in here, yada, yada. But if anybody trying to go, hey, you're trying to use that as a point, but we don't care. We don't care, man. We just don't welcome any chaos, sabotage, and open defiance of our laws. And Dean Cain standing, or Superman standing with ICE, isn't just a symbolism, man. It's a cultural message, you know, to the loudest activists that they don't get to rewrite reality. And I know I was supposed to say it isn't just symbolism. But from Antifa storming detention centers to criminals hauled out in handcuffs to Hollywood melting down because one man took a stand, the truth is actually pretty clear. The louder they scream, the more they fear losing control of what exactly? The narrative. Same thing. This is why we don't hold back. If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all follow me on my 2 platforms, my X and my Rumble up here. I definitely have to do some shout outs right now to all of the good people here in the kingdom. So I got to go ahead and give a shout out to Marcello. How you say that? Code Marcello, and then I'll just say 4377. Shout out to Terry Lynn again, 714. Drain a Swamp 888. Dose of Reality 420. Hey, shout out to Julie Julie 4127. Fairy Diva 974. John Sherrill 326. Brandley and Co. 6001. Thank y'all so much for making this channel what it is. Please go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life, okay? Peace.